Hello, hello, ladies. Happy Saturday, day 4. Happy day 4 of this Attract Leads Challenge. Wow, it has been so inspiring this week. I have been inspired by you ladies so much. You're dropping it in the DMs, you're in the thread like crazy, doing your homework, all of the things. And it's just so inspiring to see other women feel the way I do about their business, right? Really wanting to grow themselves to the next level, really wanting to get them into everything that you want out of your business. You're making it happen this week by participating, by being a part of this. So drop in the chat, say hello, let me know that you're here. And if you're catching me on the replayers, make sure you jump in and do the same. I have a lot to go over this week. I mean, this today, I should say, because normally, if you noticed in your workbook, it says day 4, and the next page that we're going to go over says day 5. I usually do this as a 5-day challenge. So we had a lot to cover today, and I'm going to give all the goods. Okay. So we're giving it all today. There's not a day 5. I thought I took it off, but I'm human and it happens. And you love the shirt. Okay. We're going to talk about that. All right. So let's talk about this day 4 back again. Who's fired up? If you have been doing every single day with me, drop me below. If you have been doing every single day with me, whether you were live or on the replay, right? You're still doing every day with me. Drop me below. Okay. Let me know. And also let me know, did you do your homework yesterday? Did you do your homework yesterday? This is where you want to check in with yourself. If you didn't do it, why didn't you do it? Right? Did you get into procrastination? Did you get into that overstinking thinking that we talked about on day 1? What was holding you back if you didn't? Okay. Because I find a lot of times you're just like, okay, well, I only have 15 minutes. Okay, well, that should have been plenty of time, but you were overthinking it instead of taking action. And so I want you just to start recognizing, right? If you work with me, you'll start to recognize that I have a different language and it helps you see things differently and that you can get to the finish line, that you will make it. I used to be a girl that used to say, I'm not good at finishing. How many of you feel that way? Drop in the chat. I'm great at starting, Becky, but man, I'm a shitty finisher. Like I really did feel that way in a lot of ways, because if you notice my personality, I'm all about the fun. I love to have fun. I don't like the analytics. I don't like all the other stuff. I really don't, but it's part of business. And that's the part you got to get done, right? So if you're a lot like me, drop it and let me know. Or if you're not, let me also know. What is your personality type? Do you know your personality type? Let me know. Okay, so there's a lot to cover. If you're excited, like throw it down. I see somebody throwing some flames. Now, I don't know who it says. It says Facebook user, so I'm not really sure. The only way I get to see you on this is if you hit OK for up in the feed that says StreamYard. So you OK at first StreamYard, and then they start to show your name. Now, if you want to do that, you can still do that if you like. You still have plenty of time. So if you want to be seen in the chat by me anyway, I think everybody else sees your name. I'm not sure how that goes. Anyway, so if you added a friend to the group and you said you got to join this challenge because you were like, this girl's bringing the fire, tag them below. How do you tag somebody? You hit the @ symbol and then you'll see their name come up and you want to hit their name. So they show up today so they don't miss this, right? Because, we want to finish strong. Their heart is to finish strong as well. And so you don't want them to be missing out on anything. Now, I'm going to announce the winners. And if you've been here all week and you've been playing along, you will be a winner too. So I've got 2 prizes. Prize number 1 is for everyone that has participated, done the homework, been in there, commenting and, really being a great sister to other people. And what that prize is my 10x posting engagement. This is fire, okay? Because a lot of, I know this is a lot of you are like, I just don't know what to post, Becky. So if I had something that I could get energized around, or had some clues, or I can just plug and play to get me going, to get the juices flowing, you know what I'm saying? So I can learn, because this is something you have to learn, right? This isn't just knowledge that you're supposed to know, okay? Let's keep it real. People think, God, I should know this. No, that's not true. It's just like going to school and you had to learn math. How long did it take you to learn math, right? Learn how to write your freaking name, for God's sakes. That's what this is all about. So you have to look at this as, I'm going back to school. And it's okay. All right. So everybody that participated is going to get that PDF. If you're excited, put 10x below if you're excited to get that PDF, because I'm going to make sure you get it because you've been here. Now, the second winner, and I want you to tag her because I don't see her. She's been here every day. Andrea Jones. Make sure to get her in here so she sees it. I know that she said hopefully she'll see it. Hey, Karen. You know that she's camping and so she's trying to make it. But the reason why I chose her, well, I didn't personally choose her. I'm going to let you know that my assistant chose her because she's been participating in everything. She added and tagged some friends in the group because she's at a Jesus fest. It's so awesome. You know, she has participated in everything. She even invited girlfriends because she knows her girlfriends need this information to thrive in their business. So if you're one of those girlfriends, you got a great friend, don't you? That's amazing. And so I'm so proud of her. So here's the thing that she gets to win, and you also get a chance at it, okay? So she's winning it's $99 value social media audit. She wins my social media audit, and it's valued at $97. So ladies, give it up for Andrea and say congratulations to her, because you know what? We all live busy lives, right? And when you really want something, you really put in the work. This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You get rewarded. I want you to see, when you do the things, you do get rewarded, right? So it's so exciting. So if you would like me to do a social media audit on your page to help you turn your page up and make it magical, a magical place where people are like wanting to show up to see what you got going on, wanting to see what you say, right? Drop in audit, right? You're like, yes, I could use the social media audit. If you would love for me to do that, drop it in and let me know. Okay. So let's move on. I am excited about today. Oh my gosh, there is so much to go over, ladies. Okay, so we're jumping in our workbook. If you got your workbook, open it up. If you're not, you're writing, cool. You're here. Let's rock and roll. So 80% of this, okay, we're 80% away from the end of this, I should say. We're cramming in day 4, and I'm actually cramming in another day on you. So we're gonna go fiercely through this. So get ready to write, okay? Confident to close part 1. Confident to close part 1. Most buyers need more information on making a buying decision, or even joining your opportunity, right? Buyers need more information. We talked about it earlier. It's not a no to you. It's just a no to them right now, okay? And so you ain't just closing a sale. Your job is to build that know, like, and trust factor, okay? The know, like, and trust factor, and start building these beautiful relationships. You know, just today I got a DM. And because I put something out on my wall, somebody thought they would go over into my DMs that don't really know me, has never really communicated with me, but thought she would share what she's all about and spam me in the DMs. She's somebody that needs to be in this challenge, because that's not how business works. Business works when you build relationships, right? People do business with people they're in relationship. Now, if she was already building a relationship with me and she saw something and she came over in a messenger and be like, hey, Bex, I saw something, blah, blah, blah. This might be of interest to you, and blah, 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 blah. Let me know if I can support you on that. But she didn't. She did it all wrong. And therefore, I don't even want to pay attention. I don't even want to look at what she has. So I want you to understand that when you're out there on social media, getting social and building that business, okay? So how do you do that? You create conversations around your content, right? Utilizing your content. Okay, so how do you crush it? By being organized, right? How many of you are not organized? How do you crush it? By showing up with the mindset, by telling yourself you're going to be more engaging, right? It's like we've got to get this social media thing down. So number one, keep your content original to you. Here's the thing that most people don't know. When you see something out there on social media and you grab it, and Facebook automatically knows that's a copy. They have intelligence. It's called AI. They have intelligence. They've been doing it, having intelligence for years. Okay. So you got to make it original. Now, not to say that you can't be inspired by that. Be inspired by that. Absolutely. And take it and rewrite it in your own little words. Okay. And so if you can take that 80% of what, or take that and 80% is what their words, put 20% of it in your words, right? You don't have to recreate the wheel all the time, but you don't want to just copy and paste. Okay. Because this is where you get to be more vulnerable, tell more stories, things like this that really get people more attracted to you. All right. And so here's an example that I do a lot, because I'm attracted in people that, that realize I'm very vulnerable in my everything that I share. When I'm on my lives, posts, whatever, I talk to my audience about being dyslexic, right? I talk to my audience about business and, not always the pretty things about business and the roller coaster rides that you're on a lot of times. And it's an emotional ride too. And how do you bust through that emotion? I have bad days just like you're going to have bad days, but I also have more amazing days. And so, I talk about both. So it's being very vulnerable inside of my marketing so you can relate to me. Because listen, if I'm always winning and I'm always on cloud nine and woohoo, oh, good for you, Becky, I can't relate to you. You can't relate to me. Right? You want to make sure that you're relating to your audience. And so they're going to be attracted to you. So how do you attract and have different buckets of content to be able to do that? You want different buckets of content. Now I dive deeper. I dive deep into that in my Branding Academy. That's where most people have light bulb moments about their content. And so there's all kinds of examples that way, but it's really wrapped around who you are, right? Mine's wrapped around health and wellness, family, lifestyle, business, all of that. And so you got to make sure that you're out there and inspiring and collecting more love, right, to you and to them, collectively loving others. Okay, so that's where a lot of people don't understand. You want love, give love. You want love, give love, right? And so you're giving a lot of love right now when you're on these lives and you're really committed and you're like, yes, I get it, what you're putting down, right? So number 2, going live weekly. We talked about this yesterday, but the content around your ideal client, that's what your live should be about. It's not about you. Okay. Most people get that wrong. They'll do a live and it's all about them. Now, I'm not going to say like every time, but most of the time I see out there, if I see somebody doing a live, it's all about them show. And it's not about the them show. It is about your person that you're trying to attract in. That's why you go live. So that's the strategy around that, right? You got to get the strategy around that, how you're going to teach them. Whatever it is that you do, you got to be able to teach them in 10, 15 minutes. Until you get a big enough audience, you can actually take your live longer. But the shorter you keep it, give them some quick wins, you're going to start gathering people on your live videos. And there's a strategy about doing that. Okay. So number 3, new friends. How many friends do you have? Remember, I told you yesterday that my whole social media was wiped out, like 0. Okay. And so how did I ramp up? Ramp up. I'm ramping up and I'm continuously ramping up new followers, right? New friends. I'm constantly out there doing that. That is something that has got to be a daily method of operation, your DMO, right? I teach that where you should spend 60 minutes a day in your business. 60 minutes a day, right? 60 minutes a day is nothing. If you're doing the right things, you're not just scrolling, you're actually building your business in 60 minutes a day. And you can do that in 60 minutes if you know what you're doing, if you have that strategy, right? And so that's so important to have new connections, new friends every single day. And so if you're like, I don't get a lot of engagement, Becky, I don't get, it's because you don't have enough followers. You don't have enough people on your friends list. And I know a lot of you say, I got a business page, but I'm going to tell you right now, business pages don't get seen, not unless you spend ads. And you better have good ads. You better have good copywriting or you're going to waste your money. Okay. I learned that $7,000 into it. Okay. $7,000 into it a few years back. And, nobody told me that I shouldn't start with my business page first because you got to spend money for it to be seen. Nobody sees your business page ever. Not unless you're shoving it down their throat, right? Because business pages are built for businesses to spend money. That's what they're built for. Your personal page is built for personal. They don't want you to do business. That's why I teach attraction marketing, right? You want to be able to attract people to your business. And that's how you work it. Not unless you got good copy, you got enough money to pay for a copier and spend money on ads. If you don't, you really got to learn this. Okay. So I know somebody had said, I have a business page. How's that working for you? Let me know. Seriously. Because until I got my business page up to 6,000 people, which I spent a lot of money getting. Okay. And now it's gone. So, thank God I was slowly building an email list back then. Now my email list is more of a priority, but that's the thing. You've got to constantly be getting in front of new people all the time because I'm not a good fit for everybody, right? You're not a good fit for everybody. So if you're not constantly getting in front of new eyeballs, how are they going to see and know what you do? So that's got to be on your DMO, okay? Your job is to build the new relationships with new people that are coming in every single day. All right. So for example, if you're in a skincare company, take a selfie. And I love the way I feel. Why? Because confidence. I have more confidence in the way I look. So many women, okay, I talk to so many women that are in a skincare company. Okay, the reason why they joined even because they didn't feel confident. The reason why is because their skin and they've had remarkable things happen, but what do? They show up and spam their audience all day long about instead of talking about the emotions behind why they use the thing they use, right? You got to get in that. Health and wellness. Think about the pain points and talk about that. What are the pain points that your ideal person goes through on a daily basis? Now, I don't always like to talk about pain points, but it is a big part of our business. Because you got to slow the roll. Somebody's got pain. And how can you solve that pain? That's marketing, right? And if you're in a coach, what is the program that you have, right? That if they got in front of you, that you could solve that problem for them. If you're a coach, what is that for them? What keeps them up at night? It doesn't matter what you market, you guys. It's all the same, right? You got to know their pain points. What is their heart's desire? What do they want? I know your heart desire right now is to learn social media so you can attract those humans and start building the business of your dreams, right? I know that. That is your pain point. Your desire is to grow that business, get in front of more people. all of the things. That's what I teach, right? And so knowing what your person needs is what the biggest problem is. Number 4, include that call to action. Okay, so include a call to action. Whether it's your post or a video, you should always end with one. Okay, so if you want more information about this, let me know, right? Like yesterday, if you saw my post yesterday, I put, is that just me? That's a call to action. Doesn't feel like a call to action, does it? But just putting just me gives a call to action because they go, no, it's not just you, it's me too, girl. No. Do you see how that called you to respond? Called them to take action, maybe give a heart. That's all an action that you're looking for. Okay. So, if you had a link to maybe you have a newsletter, you have recipes, maybe you have a group, maybe you have a freebie, give a call to action to those things that you have that is going to solve your audience's problems. Because one, you're always getting them. You're always looking to attract them in more, right? You want to get them into something, get them in a group, get them whatever that thing that they're seeking, you want to get so you can build that relationship that we're talking about. It's not about just let me sell them, right? It's about building the relationship, okay? Number 5, be consistent. Okay. I know this is like a broken record. You're like, Becky, you say it all the time because I have to, because it really is true. You got to hear that over and over because how many of you right now drop in the chat have never been consistent on building your business? And be honest with yourself. Let me know. You're like, this is the most consistent I've been, Becky, is showing up, doing the work. I am like loving you and getting in there and like, yes, 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 feed me, feed me, feed me, right? Like, are you feeling that energy? So, that's what I've been doing all week. So one of the reasons why I say this is because you have got to be in front of people all the time, whether it's you doing it or you've got, some automation doing it, you've got to be first of mind, right? And so if you're committed and you're consistent at doing it, then you are going to be first of mind. And guess what? You're going to build the relationship. You're going to build the business. I mean, it is really, ladies, I got to be honest with you. It really is that simple. We make it more complicated. Now, it's simple, but there's a lot to know. Okay, I'm not going to lie. There's a lot to know to get yourself to that level, but it really gets to be that simple when you know what you know. Okay, so yes, consistency is everything. Okay. So one of the things that you could be doing that's super simple right now, I mean, we're on a holiday weekend, right? What's everybody doing for the holidays? Drop in and let me know. What is everybody doing for the holidays? An easy one is to build a relationship is, where did you grow up? I always love to know, where did you grow up? Because you can make really good connections that way. I mean, when I say I grew up in Michigan, let me tell you, ladies, people are like, oh my God, so did I. Or now I live in Arizona. Oh my God, I live in Arizona too. I grew up somewhere else. You just build that connection. Right? It's so true. Just like Karen. Karen lives in South Carolina. I love South Carolina. I almost moved there before I moved to Arizona. I already feel connected to her because she's somewhere that I like really love, want to live there by the water, right? So automatically I'm like, oh my God, right? I have that feeling. Do you understand like that feeling that you get? That's the feeling that you want people to have with you. You grew up in Michigan too. Yes. See what I'm saying? You make connections at a deeper level and you just get each other. There's a difference. Okay. So listen, ladies, that was a lot. That was a lot for this. This would have been one day and going deeper. Okay. So here's the thing that I want you to think about right now, because this is going to be homework from today, is post your homework and complete your weekly content. Yesterday, I gave you a lot of ideas, a lot of things. Today, I gave you some action steps on what is it that you're really going to complete your action on, right? And craft out some curiosity posts around your things. Really think about this, because these are the things that really do matter. These are the things that are going to draw your audience into you to build that relationship and have more conversations. Okay. So part 2 of this confidence to close, who's ready? Give me some fire. I know. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out with me. All right. Your love of wine. You're so funny, Mary Kate. Okay, so are you just, let me start over. You ain't just going to be closing a sale. Your job is to build the know, like, and trust factor. That's what we talked about earlier today, and build the beautiful relationships, right? Your number one way to boost confidence is to close more sales. Ladies, it is the truth. And I know that's hard to say, but when you do make more offers and get yeses, your confidence builds. But you got to be able to manage your mindset on the no's that you're going to get. Okay. So when you do start getting better and better at what you're doing, you're crafting this out, and you do get better and you do get more yeses because you're doing more offers. And here's the thing, you can't get a yes not unless you're doing more offers. So you're going to get a lot of no's in that too. So how you manage your mind is really going to be a part of your business, right? Remember, 80% is managing your mindset. And so you got to really dig deep and learn that. Okay. And what we do daily with social media will keep your pipeline, like we talked on day 2, full, and build your massive business. So if you're not keeping that pipeline, ladies, full, you are not going to be able to get to the yeses, right? So if you don't have that strategy down to be able to keep that pipeline full, keep that going, you're not going to be able to get to the yeses, or even frankly the no's, right? Because you're not keeping that pipeline full. You got to get enough people to talk to. Okay. So your confidence is always impacted by your ability to ways to fit your personality. Okay. So you got to make sure that you impact people out there in a way that they want to say yes to you, that they want to do business with you, that they want to engage with you. Okay. Business is always done over in Messenger, always over in Messenger, but not just building your relationships, or not just sales, but building relationships over there too, right? So that's where I make all my sales, is in the DMs. That is legit how I make my sales. I do make sales in my emails. But really building stronger relationships with high ticket is in the DMs. Lower ticket is typically in your emails. Okay. If you have a lower ticket offer, that will typically be in there, not unless somebody's been watching you for a while and you're really good in your emails. They might jump on a high ticket, but usually high ticket is going to be something that is done in the DMs. Okay. So here's the thing, like, giving you all of this in my 12-week program, the Branding Academy. Okay. So if you really are like on the edge, like, God, this is a lot, but there is a lot to know, and there is a strategy to do it. And it's in my 12-week program of the Branding Academy. So if you want that link and you're like, I'm ready to sign up, today's the day, right? Today's the day for you to say yes. All right. So close more sales and impact more lives. Let's talk about closing and following up. Okay. Closing and following up. Now, you'd be surprised. You would be surprised how many people don't ask for the close. They don't close the sale. Now, I remember in the very beginning of my business, being online, it was different in my other business, but being online, I was so nervous and scared to ask for the close. I was so nervous. How many of you are feeling me right now? Drop it and let me know. You're like, oh my God, Becky, I like freeze up. I get so freaked out. I don't want to sell, like a salesperson, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how to end that. Well, you're in luck, because I'm going to share my simple way. Like, seriously, it's so simple, it's stupid. And I see so many people make it so complicated. And I mean, I just made a $3,000 sale yesterday in my DMs. It's with the simple sales that I have for you right now. So how many of you are fired up for that? Drop it below if you're fired up, okay? After you track them in and you have been having conversations and are open to what you have to share with them. So here's the thing. I told you earlier what a woman did to me, right? She never even had a conversation. She's obviously on my friends list, right? But I've never seen her comment, engage with me, have a conversation with me over in the DMs to find out more about who I am and what I'm up to or anything. And throwing that in, it's like that's so salesy and dirty to me that you know what I'm saying. I know if this has happened to you, let me know. Drop it in and let me know if this has happened to you. Okay, so there is a process to this, and most people, like if you're in network marketing, drop in your network marketing. If you're a coach, drop in coach, or maybe you do both, right? I do both. So if you do both, it's all of the same. You're just going to share some things a little bit differently depending on who you're speaking to, right? So most network marketers, companies, have a short video. So if you're out there and you're attracting these people in and you're having conversations and they want to learn more about what you're up to, you share that short little video with them. It's that simple. You are not the messenger, right? You get to keep it simple and just say, hey, I got a short little video. If this is something, you're interested, share that first. Okay. Now, if you're a coach and you've been sharing some stuff that's engaging and they're wanting to learn more about what you're up to, and then you could say, hey, you could have a landing page that has a video on it, just like those companies do. You could have a short video that kind of talks about who you are and, could have some testimonials in this video of your clients, there could be a million things that you could have in this little video. 2 minutes tops, very short, sweet, and to the point, right? And check out this, if this really, is something that is speaking to you, depending on what you have, right? Depending on what you have, you could share that and say, because here's the thing, you're busy, they're busy. The shortest way to success, the fastest way, is the shortest way. The fastest way to success is the shortest way. People overcomplicate this, right? People make a quick decision. They ain't got to drag it out. They already have it in them, right? We already know. Ladies, do we already know? Our gut tells us it's a yes or it's a no, or we're just living in the fear zone, right? It's a yes or it's a no, or we live in this fear zone that we don't allow ourselves to be either or. That's true. And so you got to have something that can find that quick connection and to carry on that conversation, right? It's not, most likely they're not going to go, I'm in, just by watching that. Right? Because how many of you at this point will have some objections? Even when I say, hey, time to jump into the Branding Academy, you probably have some objections. Right? We probably need to go over some objections that you have. And if it's still not a good match for you, it's not a good match for you. It's not that big of a deal, right? There's a billion people out there. I just ain't got to them all yet. That's not a problem, right? And so when you're not desperate, you're not desperate. There's more coming. And so number one, okay, hopefully you have some of this automated. Because here's the thing, if you have more automation in your business, it frees up your time to have a life, because that's why you want to grow a business, is to have a life, right? And when you teach other people how to simply make it that way, they get to too have a life, and that's why they want to join you. Yeah, that's important too. Okay, so number one, what ways are your favorite part? Now, this is when I'm in the close part, just so you know, when I'm in the DMs, I should clarify this. Number one, I'm in that. I've already showed the video. I've already showed the landing page, whatever it was. What was your favorite part about that video? Or maybe you do have a post that kind of gives a little bit of detail, right? Now, maybe you have that, and that's okay too. You just want to make sure it's not this big long, because I don't know about you. Most people at the first go around don't want that. What I say, fastest way to success is short way. Okay, so a post or a video, What do what was the positive keys about that? What was the positive keys about what you just heard? How simple is that? Okay, write this stuff down. What was the positive keys that you just saw, that I shared with you? Okay, maybe it was a blog post, maybe, whatever it is, but you're going to wait to hear it. Keep it simple. What was the positive keys that you took out of whatever you shared with them? Keep it simple and wait to hear what they have to say to you, because most people get all worked up and, oh my God, they haven't got back to me, blah, blah, blah. You got these stories of stinking thinking, and, she's busy. She ain't got to you yet. What else? And I always say, like, if a day goes by and she still hasn't, I get in the DMs. I get back in the DMs, okay? So number 2, so depending on what they say to you, okay, I always say this, from a scale of 1 to 10, like, seriously, if they haven't already said yes to me, like, Becky, I don't, like, a lot of times I've already done my due diligence. All I said was, you ready to get started? She's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm scared shitless, but I'm going to do it. I didn't even have to go through all these scripts because I already did my due diligence, right? So if you already do these things, a lot of times you don't even got to go through this. It's crazy. But if you haven't and you're trying to get good at it, right? This is how you get to keep it simple. 1 to 10. 1, I'm not interested at all. And that's cool too. That's how I say it. It's cool too. And 10, I'm in, right? 10, I'm in. So, this is the part that you really want to keep quiet, because most people are going to say, I'm a 5. Yeah, I'm a 5. Okay. So number 3, they come back to you and they say, I'm a 5. What does that mean, ladies? What does that exactly mean? It means I have questions. I have questions for you. Okay, great. Let's work around these questions. What are the objections that you have? What are the questions that you have concerns? Let's talk about them, right? And have specific questions for them, or ask them to have specific questions for you to answer. So you can really, really help them get over the objections. Maybe it's about a product that you have. They've tried a million products out there. They haven't worked. Okay, so what have you done with using them? Maybe maybe they didn't show up like they should have. Maybe they didn't really do the things and they need to discover that with you, right? And how would these products are going to help them in their business, in their life, whatever it is, right? How is that thing that you're giving them the solution to? Because they're nervous. They're just nervous. Is it really going to work for me? I bought in so many things in the past. I mean, I've had this conversation a million times in different things that I purchased. Am I really going to show up? Am I really going to play full out? Am I really? And I gotta ask my own self that. How many of you say that to yourself? Right? Drop it in and let me know. We all say this to ourselves. So you have to realize that other person on the other side is thinking these things. And I call it out. Don't be afraid to call it out. Are you nervous? Are you scared? You should be. I say it like it is, because it's the truth. It is the truth. We are all coming to a place when we have pain and we want what you have so badly, to build a business, to feel better, to have a better marriage, to whatever it is, right? We're nervous, we're scared, and we want to know, is she going to hold my hand and really help guide me through this? You better be that person that does. You better not be the person that, got a sale and off and running. Be with integrity and hold that person's hand and take them along and guide them. Don't do the work for them. Guide them so they can do it for themselves. Empower leadership, right? Empower them to have the answers. Okay. So number 4, answer them. Answer all their concerns, right? And then once you answer them, say, do you have any more concerns? Are you ready to get started? Was that simple? Do you have any more concerns? Are you ready to get started? That's it. And they're like, yes, I do. Okay, let's go over them. And no, I'm ready to get started. Fantastic. This is how we get started, right? This is what we do next. Keep it simple. Okay. I take your credit card, or this is my landing page. Fill out your information. You'll be getting the email, gives you all the goodies inside. And I can't wait to freaking work with you. We're going to rock this, babe. Right? Get that going for yourself. And so it's that simple. Does that seem simple, you guys? Drop it in and let me know if you're like, I have been doing this all wrong. And it's really in the energy that you show up in. Okay. It's in the energy that you show up in. So most people need more information and or following up. Okay. So following up is the most important thing. How do you follow up? Most people are not organized to follow up. Not organized. Okay. So you've got to be super organized. If you're not organized, people just fall through the cracks, and you've been doing all this work to get them there, right? And then you talk to them, and then you're too scared, like, oh, I don't know what to say. And they slip through the cracks, and you never talk to them. And then you're like, it's awkward now to go talk to them. And I feel guilty on following up now because you didn't do your due diligence. And now they're just off and running, right? So I don't care. This is how you need to follow up, right? This is how you need to follow up. Whether you have people on paper, in your notes, in your phone, right? A notebook, Trello. I teach Trello. I keep everything systematically. So you just plug along and go, this is where they're at. Boom, 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 boom. I keep it simple. You noticed. And so I stay very organized, and I even love it because I have it on an app. So if I'm on the run, I'm on vacation, I get to still do my business. Right? Because I can follow along and still follow up with who needs to be followed up. So if you don't have a system, the system is, you need to get the system. Okay. So that's huge. So just, when you're going through the follow-up, just figure out what step you're at. I like to give in that. I have like little scripts that kind of helps you with that. So you're like, I get so freaked out. I don't know what to say. You never want to follow up and just send a link. Never follow up and just, until they say I'm ready to get started, that's when the link comes. Okay. I never give a link out ever until you ask for it. Okay. You're already saying yes to yourself. You ain't saying yes to me. Let's get it right. Don't get it twisted, ladies. They're not saying yes to you. They're saying yes to themselves. Okay. Because that's where the magic happens. When somebody says yes to themselves, you get to step in and say, yes. Okay. I'm going to guide you. I'm going to be by your side. I'm with you, sister. So you want them to say yes to themselves first before they say yes to anything. Okay. Because I don't want to work with somebody that ain't saying yes to themselves, because they ain't in it to win it. And I'm really in it for you to win it. And it's important that you do when you're in my world. Okay. So I'm really in it. So some of your takeaways, right? Give me some of your takeaways from that. What do you think about everything that I shared with you today? And remember, I want you to, go in the close with an open heart. Really remember the girl on the other side, the person on the other side. She's a human, right? She has a heart. And I want you just to divorce the outcome of whatever it is, right? Divorce it. You don't need, it's just a process. It's just a process. Okay. Focus on your money making activities. That's where it's at. Focus on these money making activities that I gave you all week. Fill up your pipeline, get your content out there, all of that, so you can go in and be able to really serve. Sales is serving. If you're like, I don't want, sales is serving. If you're not getting sales, you're not serving. You're not serving. And so you need to be in that alignment with yourself. I'm serving, so I'm going to offer you. We talked about it yesterday. If you don't like it, that I constantly say, hey, the Brand Academy is open. And if you want to work with me, get in there. Or if you got questions, DM me. If you're like, oh, she's so salesy, then I'm not serving you. You haven't felt served. And maybe I need to up my job, right? Maybe I need to up my job because obviously you're not feeling served. So, okay, let's talk about the reason why you follow up What are other ways of following up? I should say other ways of following up in your business is if you're in network marketing, I also give coaching stuff. So listen for both. Okay. If you have a team call training, right? A lot of network marketings once a week, they might have a team call and you're like, I listened to this and Susie would really relate to this. That would be a good reason for me to follow up. Hey, Susie, I thought about you today. I was listening to X, Y, and Z. I'd love to know if you want the replay. Now, did you notice I didn't just throw the link in? Would you like the replay? I'm waiting for her to say yes, right? I'm waiting for her to say yes. Okay. Maybe you have an event. Maybe you have an event that was recorded. Maybe you did a conference. I've done 2 conferences online, a women's event. And, maybe I feel like God, this woman could really use this information. I'd be like, hey, I did a women's conference event. I think I think you could relate to this. I think it would serve you in your business. Is that something you'd want to take a look at? Right? Always asking, something you want to take a look at. Number 2, we have a lot of sneak peek on our team. Do you want to sip? We call it sip something. We have different names for it, but it's pretty much it's just a sneak peek of what we do. It's like 15 minutes. Would you like a sneak peek in what it is that I do so you can maybe say yes or no to yourself? Or maybe it's the products that you'd really love and not the business side. Is that something you're interested in? Take a look at. It's like 15 minutes. Super simple. Just let me know. Like, do you see how simple that is? That's a good reason to follow up because I know next week I'm having a sip and see, and it's easy for them to look at a 15 minutes to see, oh, yeah, I want to use those products. Or, yeah, this is a great opportunity for me. I'd love to be a part of your business, Becky. Okay, maybe you just did a live or you have an older live video that you did, right? Maybe at a training, and you think, God, Sherry just said that she's struggling in this area. And this is a great reason for me to follow up and say, hey, Sherry, I just did, it just dawned on me that I did a training on X, Y, and Z, or, there's this, girl that works out and this workout video, I think, I've been loving it. I've been using it. This might be something that is right up your alley. Would you like the video to that? So I know she's saying yes, and she's getting it in the DMs and what are we doing, ladies? We're building a relationship, right? And I'm sharing because I know what she wants in her life. I know what she wants more of. And that's how she gets to see my face again. Okay. So you're just asking them to join something. How many of you were asked to join my challenge? Okay, follow up. I asked you to join my challenge. Asked you to be a part of it, right? That's the same thing. My workshops, anything that we do, it's just another way to get in front of you, right? Because if that's what you want, I'm serving it, right? So that's the beautiful thing about that. And so you, any online event, any parties, anything like that is a good reason to follow up. Hey, I just wanted to follow up with you. Oh my gosh, because you got a good follow-up system. I just thought about you. We're actually doing this 15-minute live party. It's about X, Y, and Z. Is that something you're still interested in? Just want to check in first. Let me know. Let me know if you want in. Simple, right? Keep it simple. So you got to follow up every single week. So this is what I always like to say. Like, I always keep it very simple and go, Friday's follow up. I'm going to follow up on Friday. So I have this group of people in my Trello board, and I know I've done the system with them. And now I see that they're in follow up. I'm going to hit these people, and I already know what I'm going to share, right? I already see what's happening, what I got going on, what I've already shared or whatever, or something hit me and I'm like, or I'm going to look for something, right? I'm going to be intentional and look for something to serve that person, right? Because I know what her pain points is. I know what she needs, okay? So that's what you do in your business. You're giving value. You're looking out for that other person. And so if you're not doing this follow-up work, you are dropping the ball. So let's keep it simple. How many of you like that follow-up? Keeping it simple, right? Now, here's one of the things too, is like, maybe you've done something like this. Maybe you've done a masterclass. Maybe you've done, challenges, boot camps, whatever it is. And you're like, I didn't get anybody to buy my high ticket offer, Becky. That's fine. No problem. Maybe they just can't say yes to themselves just yet. I don't know what they're going through, right? But maybe you have a low ticket offer that you could say, you know what, how about I offer you this? I know it's going to help them. I know it's going to serve them at the highest level, and they get a little taste of you and how you do things, and they feel really good about it. And so now you're working with them on a lower subject, but they're also still in your follow-up loop where eventually they become maybe possibly your high ticket offer, right? And so possibly they get into that. So here's the thing, like, if that is, all of those things are what works in your business, right? Like all those things I just sent you. Now, another thing that you could do is anything that promotion. I never say I'm having a flash sale. No, listen, there's something amazing coming up in my business, and I think that price wise you'll really like it. You might want to take a look at it if you're looking to, save a little bit of money. Possibly, is would you like me to share the link so you can see if it's something you want to take a look at, because these products will serve her, right? So if you have something like that, I wouldn't say, oh, I got a BOGO sale, oh, I got a flash sale, oh no. You know, that's hype, and it's all over the place. You got to posture up and what you have, right? We talked about posture. You got to posture yourself up. Another great thing to have is, and this is by no means would I say get this if you're not ready for it. Okay. If you're getting people in, and people, like, you're getting customers, you got a lot of customers, I would talk about getting Project Broadcast. It's a texting system. And Project Broadcast, the texting system, is if you have a lot of customers on your products, or if you have a lot of people in your programs, Project Broadcast is a great way to get your customers in there. So when you do follow up, you're not like, I'm talking about automation here, people, right? You're not going, oh my God, I got to hit the DMs. I got to hit, like, nobody ain't got time for that. If you got a lot of people to go through, right? You can just boom, send that out and be like, hey, they can get the same message. You give a generic one that will serve them. And that way, whatever's going on, you can get them into something. Okay. So, all right. So homework. Create a place for your testimonials, ladies, because we all have testimonials, and that is a great way to also follow up. Hey, Jan, I noticed that the last time we chatted, you wanted X, Y, and Z. Well, I want to share a story with you really quick about, because it related back, and it made me think of you. I mean, that's honest, right? If you really had that, because that happens to me, I'm like, oh my God, Sally, she made $1,600 in the 5 weeks that we were working together. She's in the corporate world. She's this. Jan over here that I was talking to, she's a little nervous to get in the program, and she could totally relate to this, right? And maybe that gets her fired up and says yes to herself, right? She's not saying yes to me. She's saying yes to herself. And so testimonials is a great way. So, make sure you have a folder on it, whatever it is. I like to keep mine in my phone. I take a screenshot of everything. I keep a folder of it because I want an easy way to get my testimonials out there. However you want to do it, whatever works best for you. Okay. I want you to create that follow-up system. It's important to have these things in place and not wait till you need them, right? Because if you're working your business, you're going to need them. So you want to make sure that you have all these things in place so you're ready to rock and roll. You don't feel overwhelmed. You're not in limbo. What do I do? Right? No, you want to make sure these things are in place. You're ready to rock and roll. Like, you got a life, right? And you want to have it simple. Okay. So I am so excited that you ladies were here all 4 days. I know that was a lot. This is typically a 5-day event, and I poured a lot into you. And if you loved it, please let me know, because this is the reason why I keep doing it, the things that I do. Okay. And so the next step is saying yes to yourself. Saying yes to yourself, because listen, we are all busy. And we say yes to so many other things. But at the end of the day, if you don't invest in yourself, right? If you don't invest in yourself, your business is never going to grow, and your money is never going to grow either. And, here's the thing. We'll drive across country and put gas in our car. But you know what? You got to put gas in you as well, right? You got to put gas in you. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling overwhelmed, nothing's going to change until you change, right? It's so crazy to think that you can do these things on your own. Now, a lot of things that I taught you, yes. But when it comes down to it, keeping it simple, keeping it organized, keeping a system, if that speaks to you, then you're going to want to say yes. Okay? You're going to want to say yes. So keep this in mind. All of this goes away on Monday. I want you to keep that in mind. All this goes away on Monday. So if you now are being encouraged, right? I'm going to encourage you to grab the next spot in the Branding Academy. I'm going to encourage you to grab the next spot. Why? You're going to print this out and you're going to go to school. Okay? You're going to learn how to go to school again. You're going to learn all the things that you need to do to really get your business off the ground. I'm not going to say this is the end all, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's the beginning of your business. And so many people are doing all the wrong things, right? And not doing the right things. And so they're building out things that are not even going to get them where they need it. I got to build out my course first. No. I got to build out my website first. No, sister, you don't. Because if you have all that, who's coming? Nobody. And nobody's really impressed about that. And I see so many women build a course that nobody wants. It's really sad. They put in all these energy, efforts, and nobody wants what they have. So what happens? They feel discouraged. What happens? So you got to figure out, and I teach this in the Branding Academy. It's a big part of it. How do you talk to people to understand what they really want around what you know, and then you build that out? What I built out was not built out until I got my clients. I built it with them, just so you know. I built this with them. So when I first started out, every one of them, we did Zoom. I had it down what I was doing, and it became what it is today because it works. People have success. It works. I already know it. I started first, right? And then started teaching it and then built it out. So if you've got all these excuses, these objections, I'm going to crush it right now and say, you're doing it backwards. Okay. Because if I would have built some of the things that I wanted to, I'd have wasted a lot of my time, which I did. So I can say it from experience. So if you're ready to jump in, having a little anxiety about it, scared as hell, that's normal. It's very normal because you're choosing you. And we hardly ever choose us. We choose everybody else, right? Today you get to choose you. And I'm inviting you right now into the Branding Academy, where we get to lock arms and we get to run together. And I'm excited to welcome you in. So the ladies that have already joined, I'm going to welcome you in. I already know that one of them's already went through module 1. I'm so excited. And so, jump in, say yes. And this time around that I'm doing this, I am giving away my money mindset makeover. So if you are locked up in that, you will have this extra bonus behind you. It is freaking amazing. It's going to help you unblock some issues that you don't even realize that you're going through. And it's going to get you to the other side as well, especially when you go in and want to talk about selling your offer. Okay. It's going to unlock you from that. So if you're ready to say yes, drop it and let me know that, you want the link, or get over in Messenger and let's talk about your objections or what you got going on, or, Becky, do you do a payment plan? Whatever it is, let's talk about it. Let's work it out. I got you, sister. All right. I love you. I hope you have an amazing holiday. And I can't wait to chat soon. Bye for now. Love you guys. Bye.